I have done 75 hard many times throughout my life. I have attempted and I've finished it many times throughout my life. But if I'm going to be perfectly honest, this is the hardest time that I've ever done it underneath. But ironically, that's exactly why I think fellow stay-at-home mums should consider it. Let me explain. Hello, sinners, saints, my fellow ribs and the glories of men. Welcome back to another video. I hope you are all well. My name is Grace, and I have done 75 hard many times over. I was one of the OGs back in 2019 when the program first came out. I succeeded on my first try, went straight into phase 1, failed halfway through because my family's farm ran out of water, so I couldn't do my evening shower. But I've also done 75 hard as a single person, as someone who's dating, as someone who's married, as someone who's trying to conceive, as someone who's pregnant, someone who's breastfeeding and postpartum, and now pregnant again. I'm on day 55, I think it is. I've lost count, and I'm currently 33 weeks pregnant. So it'd be kind of interesting to say that, yes, I think being a stay-at-home mum is actually the hardest season of doing 75 hard in. But I also think that's why it's the most beneficial. Let me explain. This season, being a stay-at-home mum is such a critically important time, and it's really easy to get stuck in the drudgery of it. But this is such an important time physically, mentally, spiritually. It really determines the rest of your life, what your life is going to look like in this season. On top of that, you are also very close, like you're investing in other people. You're investing in your family, your spouse, your children. That's an essential part as well. And this is a very essential season for them as the foundational building blocks of life for them are being established. And so here are some of the reasons why I think stay-at-home mums should really consider doing 75 hard. First of all, I think you get the most output in this season in comparison to every other season. You get to go out physically, like it helps you physically. You get to use that as an excuse socially to see other people. It makes sure that you're getting outside regularly out of the house, which I find really difficult as a stay-at-home mum, especially when I was in my postpartum depression era. On top of that, you can see the most structure in this season. Stay-at-home mum life kind of becomes a little bit of a blob if you're not super intentional. And this allows you every day to sit down and go, no, we're being intentional with today. I found myself really prone to slipping into bad habits with food, just eating trash and junk. And this program safeguards against that, which I found super valuable. Now, of course, it's not perfect. I pair it with other habit tracking programs like the 12-week year and the critical task list and even just general annual reviews. But it is at least a step in that direction. On top of that, it's the most fulfilling because this is such a difficult season that overcoming that challenge makes it feel all the more better. The improvements feel more worthwhile. Your family is benefiting massively. The amount of time that my kid now has been able to spend outdoors because I had to do an outdoor workout, so helpful. And sure, I'll add some nuance. The program isn't perfect, and sometimes the tasks to get done end up being a limiting factor. I know for me that I intentionally had to fail the program a few times because it allowed me to serve my family better by getting to sleep earlier, or I was with someone who was in a grieving process and it felt wrong to refuse food from them, even though the food that they served me wasn't within my diet. So use wisdom and nuance is what I'm trying to say. But also trust God that He's using these little moments of physicality, mental discipline, etc. to help you become a better person, a better mum, a better wife, and a better Christian. I think for me personally, in a time when I was struggling with postpartum depression, I found it incredibly helpful because it gave myself structure. It forced me outside. It forced me to eat well. As well, when we were trying to conceive and it wasn't happening as fast as we hoped, the program definitely allowed me to know, hey, I am doing something. I am being intentional about eating right, exercising well, and I'm putting myself in a good place to be able to receive this new baby. So I've found it super beneficial throughout many seasons of my life, but it's definitely been the hardest while I've been a stay-at-home mum. And for that, I think it ends up being the most rewarding season of doing the program in. So have you been considering it? Are you wrestling with it? Are there any tasks that are especially difficult for you? Let me know down below. Would love to hear from you. Anyway, grace and peace, and I'll hopefully see you tomorrow.